Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I am Susan, your hostess, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. I would like to thank My World My Way Helen for stopping by earlier and letting me know that she had stopped by. And y'all, there's a lot on the agenda today. I hope that you're ready for a great live. Um, it's really hard for me to sit down and do these. And I truly, truly appreciate everyone that comes to the lives. You're the reason I'm here. And without you, there wouldn't be the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. There wouldn't be me up here talking to you. You are so very important to me that I try to do my best to present to you the best that I can possibly do. So, with that said, I would really love if anybody would like to come up on panel, they're more than welcome to. We will be offering that. But I do have a lot of things that I'm going to be doing throughout this live. Welcome in, Jamie. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm going to put you down on my list. And y'all, this is the only thing that I am going to go to channels from here on out. It's just getting too hard for me to keep up with all the premier people and this also. So I will be going to new channels, and if I see a channel getting close to the 1K, I'm going to be shouting them out. I'm going to be doing shout outs for channels that are growing through the lives, and it is so much easier for me to focus on this live event once a week, and it may come to a point where I'm doing this more often. I don't know yet. Welcome in, Bad Stang, and you're going to be on my shout out list today, and so is Jamie, I think. Yes, I got Jamie on here too, so you're going to be on the shout out list, and we're going to try to get more people going over to your channels and checking y'all out. Hopefully we have other people that are watching that does not ever comment on here, but I want other people to know about your channel. So I ask everybody to always drop your link with the word hillbilly, so that if anybody is watching, they can click on that and they can go to your channel and check you out. We have 3 channels that will be dropped today, plus one that is a very young channel that will be dropped by Nightbot. Hopefully it will work. I'm going to try this out. Yep, there is Bad Stain coming up, so we know that one's working. Missy's channel, Vision Preparedness, and Wolf Spirit Productions are all at their 1K mark, but they need watch hours. So these are the 3 channels that I'm pushing to try to get watch hours for. Hey, Papa's Kitchen, welcome in, welcome in. And Papa's Kitchen is also going to be mentioned here in a little while. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be shouting out your channels. If you're under the 1K mark, if you're over the 1K mark and you need monetization watch hours, please let me know by either emailing me or leaving a comment on one of my videos, so that I know to put you on my list to try to get through the watch hours. Now, I am behind on last week's list, but y'all see I got all kinds of notes on the page. If I can get it in the camera shot, I've got all kinds of notes on here. It's important to me to take down your names and to try to get to your channels. I did not get to it last week because I was doing watch hours for 3 other channels, and I want to let you know that you are going to be watched, and I am going to start this list from last week right after the live tonight or today, And I'm still working on one of the watch hour lists. I just finished up my second one just a few minutes ago. So I do go and watch videos. And when I do a watch hour list, I will leave comments sporadically throughout the list. I will not leave it on every video, but I will leave it throughout that watch hour list to let you know where I'm at on that list. That kind of gives you an idea, and it gives you comments. And I try to like when I'm able to sit down and actually watch the videos. Most of the time they're playing in the background while I'm working. I know we're all very busy. What can I say? I know this homestead is, if y'all noticed, I'm in the corner. This is my door behind me. It's got a curtain hanging over it. In the wintertime, we put that up because the cold air will come through that door. We need a new door put in. We need new windows put in. We need a little bit of everything done on this house, but we're slowly getting there. And my husband and I moved the china cabinet yesterday. I had to unload it. Y'all, I have tons of dishes in this thing. So I had to get all that china out of the top and all the Christmas dishes out of the bottom and clean it out, clean it up. We had to lift the top off to move it because this thing is so heavy, and then put the top back on and then reload it. So it took the better part of yesterday. And y'all can't see, but I've got canning jars that were sitting in front of my door moved out because we've got to go into the yellow bedroom, which is our canning room. And I know I'm missing people coming in, so let me stop right there. I got to get my thing going here. Eddie Logo Studios, welcome in. We're so glad that you're here. And I think you're new here. I don't think you've been here before, but if you have, forgive me. I know that I've seen your name on some of my videos. And Richmond's Place Homestead. Hey, how are you? I don't think you've been here before. I'm writing down your name so I can go over to your page, and sometime during the week, I will give you some watch time. Wellness by Maami. Welcome in. And she's going to be talked about also. She does wellness videos and very important topics. So I have to go in that yellow room, and I have boxes in there that I have not gone through that I need to move out of the way because we have a big armoire that goes to our bedroom set that we can't fit in our bedroom. Well, it's going to be coming out into the living room so we can put more canning shelves into the canning room. And that room will be specifically for canning at that point. We will have all four walls basically in that room loaded with shelving units so that we can put the canning jars and everything in there, and hopefully everything will fit. Now, if my canning jars will not fit, they're going to go out into one of our containers that we keep everything excess from our house in outside. I see Stephanie Curtis is here. Welcome in. You're somebody new. I always love seeing new faces come into our chat. All right, Richmond Place Homestead is getting ready to clean up their pantry and take inventory. Yes, inventory is so important. There's my good friend Urban Gardening Chronicles. I'm so glad that you're here. We're so thankful that you're here. Now, everybody, please make sure that you're typing in the word hillbilly. Give Nightbot a chance to drop somebody's name, then type it in. If it doesn't come up, wait a few seconds to try it again. Sometimes Nightbot is lazy. Hey, Candy Dudette Watson, please send goats. We're so glad that you're here. And I've gotten to know your name, so all I'll have to do is write Candy now. Towards the end of this video today, or this live, I will be giving my salvation testimony. And I'm doing this as a challenge from my pastor, our new pastor at our church. And I have been dropping the link on Sunday so that y'all can be live with me in church. If you don't have a church home, you can always find an online church home. And we'd love that if you watch. I think you will find that we have an interesting new pastor. Brother Tim is a sweet, sweet man. He grew up in Mississippi, and he actually came from the church that my grandfather and my great-grandfather pastored at. So he has a special place in my heart because of that. Yes, please hit those thumbs up, y'all. They really do help the algorithms, and they help us. And vision preparedness, you are going to be surprised at what I'm doing with your channel today here, because Nightbot has your link, and we're asking them to go watch one of your playlists. So if you would, please drop your links by typing in the word hillbilly. We have a lot of new people in the chat today, so I'm really thrilled about that. And I cannot tell you how important it is for us to make new friends and connect and grow. And thank you, Wellness by Maami. I see Nightbot's on the job. Vision preparedness is Mr. Trent, and he will help you get prepared for any kind of situation that's out there. He has a lot of great videos out there. He hit the 1K mark not too long ago, and he needs watch hours. So if y'all can go check out his videos and do those watch hours, he would greatly appreciate it. I would appreciate it because he's my friend, and I love this man. You know, I love all of y'all, but I love this man because he is putting himself out there to try to help other people be prepared. And I'm trying to keep up with the chat, y'all. So if I don't, if I miss somebody, please, repeat it or something. Hit some thumbs up and let me know that you're trying to get my attention, and I will try to remember to write down your name. But it's so important for me to write it down. And y'all see this list over here. This is all the channels I plan on shouting out today. So we're going to get started here. I think we have enough people in chat. First of all, I want to congratulate Bad Stang for reaching the 1K mark. And how are you doing on watch hour? So let me know in the chat if you're still in here. And Faith in Feathers is going to be featured also by Nightbot. And she has 59 friends, and she is a relatively new channel. She just put out a video about the passing of her husband. So y'all make sure you go over there and watch the videos that she has. You need to watch at least 3 to 5 minutes of a video, then like and subscribe so that it will stick, because YouTube likes to take away those subscribers from us. So we don't want that to happen. So congratulations, Bad Stang. I'm so happy for you. And one way that we can help one another out, and I try to do it on my channel. You don't have to do it on your channel if you don't want to, but I try to share out lives when I can, or videos that I like on someone else's channel that I think people would be interested in. That's a great way for them to gain new audience. Nightbot is a AI intelligence program that I use, and it will drop your link. Okay, Bad Stang really needs the watch hours. He's got 1,200 watch hours, y'all. So we're going to put him on the list of people that need watch hours. And I will try to today drop you in my community page and let people know that they can go watch your channel and give you some watch hours that will help you along the way. Faith and Feathers is Miss Bonnie. Miss Bonnie is the sweetest lady in the world, y'all. She's very talented, very funny. And she loves her chickens. She had to get rid of some of her chickens when her husband passed. She went through some things, and she's just now starting to get her life back together. So y'all go over there and give her some support. Let her know that the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch sent you over there. Another way that we can support one another is going and watching playlists. And whether you tell them that you're watching it or not is really up to you. It does help if you leave a few comments along the way. You hit the like button here and there. That just tells YouTube that you are interested in whatever content that you're watching at that time. I don't get to do all channels all the time. I wish I had more time in the day. I really need another day in the week or a few more days in each week to be able to do what I want to do. And yes, I am kind of hoarse today. My sinuses is trying to act up again. I'm getting over this sinus crud that I've been carrying around for several weeks now. Cricket Braden was here last time. Fantastic lady. She's got 105 friends, and we could push her towards 200 if we try. And Papa's Kitchen, we love Papa's Kitchen. He has a great food channel. He's always presenting food, and we all love to eat, and he does some fantastic meals, all kinds of prepping in the kitchen, things like that. He has 273 friends, and y'all, he really should be at 1K. He is far better than I am in a lot of things in the kitchen, so I'm just amazed by some of his cooking skills. He's got a lot of good culinary skills. Okay. Handicapped Traveler, he's not in here yet, but Dan is handicapped, and he does a lot of interesting things on his channel. And he and I share in the handicap thing. I walk with a cane. Y'all don't always see me with the cane in my hand because I'm busy in the kitchen. But when I'm outside, I'm walking with some kind of support. I have all kinds of health issues, so I have to walk with a cane. And there's no shame in the cane. I call it my crooked man. But Handicapped Traveler and I share in that. I think that's one of the reasons we connected, is because we're showing people that even though you have a disability, that you can get out there and do what you want to. Yes, he's handy capable, and I am handy capable. And we try to push past our limitations. Y'all, about me, a little over 10 years ago, I lost complete use of my left side. So y'all have no clue as what I went through to even be able to walk again and use my left side. But I did do a lot of things, and I pushed myself. I see Joy Bless Life in the house. Welcome in, my friend. I'm so glad that you're here. Joy Bless Life and Storyteller Donnie and Team Jesus Ministries are three great channels that Joy and Donnie bring, and they are wonderful. Shalini Tawari C1 Vlogs. Welcome in, my friend. I am so glad that you're here. You're a newbie. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm going to get your name down on my list so I can go check out your channel later on. Y'all excuse me while I'm writing. Make sure that you're typing in the word hillbilly so you can drop your links and other people in the chat can connect with you, because this is all about y'all. It's not just about me. I'm up here talking, but I want it to be about y'all as much as possible. Hey, storyteller Donnie, I'm welcome in. And I love this couple, y'all. They are just the sweetest couple in the world, Donnie and Joy. I just love seeing them. Yes, Richmond's Place. There is no shame at all. You were using a walker and a cane for years, figured out how to heal my body with herbs. Well, I'm on that journey too. I am working on me, and I see whispers from the dark. Hello. I think you're new here. I love seeing all these new channels coming in. I've got your name on my list, so I'll make sure I get over to your channel and check you out later on. And y'all, the body is a tremendous powerhouse of healing. It will heal itself in a lot of ways. There's some things that won't heal, but most things are wonderful, and your body can heal itself. But herbs are a wonderful thing. They have a lot of healing properties. So that's another subject for another day. But I see Team Jesus Ministries is here. Okay. Wellness with Maami is a channel that brings us all kinds of information on reproductive systems and wellness and things that you can do for self-healing. And I really love this channel. I like going there and checking out things. And I think that it is a wonderful channel. They have 330 friends at this time, and I think we can push them past 500 if we try. Like I said, you can drop them in your community tab if you like a video that they have. Okay. Whispers from the Dark says, I've been a member for a while, but I work nights and usually don't catch many lives. Well, I'm sorry I don't do lives at night, my friend. My husband's home at night, and my attention goes to him when he's home. So it's really hard. And Stephanie Curtis says, I followed several of the friends here. Well, thank you for coming over. We're so glad. Wellness by Maami says, we rise by lifting others. I just checked out 3 and I supported them now. Thank you so much for doing that, my friend. Warm Strong Adventures takes us on all kinds of cruises and adventures. And they have 471 friends. And I know that we could easily push them to 500. It's a great channel, and I like watching them because I never get to go on vacation, y'all. My vacation's in my backyard with the chickens. My friend Jamie with Jamie's Country Living. She has a great channel, y'all. She does a lot of cooking and all kinds of homesteading things, and I just really enjoy her. She has 608 friends, and I know we can push her to 700 easily if we try. And Jamie is a great supporter. She supports my channel, and I do truly appreciate all the support I get from all of the channels. But Jamie seems to have found a special nook in my heart by some of the things that she does on her channel. Thank you, Stephanie, for subscribing to her. That is so great. Good Times with Steve and Jen is another great channel, and I love watching them. Great couple to learn from. And they are at 671 friends, y'all. These are all people that came to my last live, and I went and looked when I was pulling videos for my watch later list. I always check the friends list to see how many buses that they have. 6 Acres Farm is another great channel. She has a lot of animals on there. They do a lot of animals, and they're rebuilding their home. And Linda is just a great lady. She also has another channel. And for right now, my brain just is not connecting, but it's Wendy's. I can't remember. something, Wendy something. Anyway, she has a crafting channel she does too. So she has 740 friends, and I know that we can get her to 800 if we just share some of her videos out. Talk to your friends about these channels when you do your lives. Eddie Lugo says, I use a walker and try my best to use a cane, but not always. Yeah, orthoarthritis from the waist down. Yeah, it's hard. See, Eddie, I have ankylosing spondylitis, and I have not osteo. I can't remember the other arthritis they gave me a name for, but it's in my hips, it's in my thumbs, it's starting to set up in my knees. But I'm one of those lucky people that I have it from head to toe. It's not fun. Arthritis is not a fun thing to have at all, no matter what kind you have. It's very painful. Okay. The Moonlight Adventures was here last week, and they have 906 friends. I want to push them to 1K, and I need to find out from them how they are on their watch hours so we can get them on that. Go watch some playlist if we need to do that. But we are going to do everything that we can to push these channels forward. We're not looking backwards. We're looking forward. Hey, Littlefoot Ranch, welcome in. Yes. Okay. You're super new here. Just found me from Jamie's Country Living. Thank you for coming over. And I'm going to get you on my list. You can drop the word hillbilly in the chat, and it will drop your link, and you can go back through the chat and you can check out other people's links. But we should start seeing some other things popping up from Nightbot here in just a moment. And Rudy's in the house. Welcome in, Rudy. Rudy has a lot of shorts on his channel. He does a lot of commercials and really interesting things. He's got a few longer pieces I've noticed here lately. And he has a great, great channel. And I really do appreciate Rudy's support of this channel. And of course, I'm going to talk a little bit about my channel. This morning when I got on, I had 802 friends, and my watch hours was 2379.7. So I'm really asking everybody to go to my playlist as well, or pick a playlist. And if you can't watch a lot, watch a little one. I've got all sorts of interesting topics out there. So if you would do that for me and share me out, I would appreciate that. The Journals of Awakening, welcome in. I am seeing a lot of new channels to me in the house today. Welcome in. So glad that you're all here. Now, would anybody like to come up on panel, the channels that I know and recognize, and talk a little bit about your channel today? I always have an open panel on my videos, on my lives, but not always do I have people that are willing to come up. I do ask that you show your face. I have to see your face in order for you to be on panel, because I have had some ugly people pop up in my basement on the live, and we're doing nasty things, and I don't want that on my screen. And I sure don't want to show it to y'all. Well, thank you, Stephanie, for doing that. I appreciate that. Stephanie has been out there checking out everybody's channels and making new friends. So y'all make sure that you check her out as well. And if you don't have videos on your channel, does not mean that you won't get friends on your channel, because I am one of those people that if you're a good supporter of mine, I'm going to go and friend you. Thank you, Joy, for doing that. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Y'all, the more we push us out into the public algorithms of YouTube, the more people are going to see your channels and get you recognized. And we are all playing this YouTube game, trying to figure out how we're going to get these friends to come over to our channel and find great supporters of our channel. I appreciate that, Littlefoot Ranch. I really do. I'm going to be checking out your channel as well. I've got you on my list. I'm behind a week because I've been watching playlists for people that needed the watch hours so that they can get monetized, because we're all pushing for that too. We'd like to get a little bit of a paycheck out of this if we could. I'm not expecting anything great because my content is so basic on basic things that I don't know if people actually like it or not. Yeah, that's a good idea. Screenshot the chat so you have a record. That's a very good idea. Yeah, we really want you to connect and grow with one another. We have 18 people so far that's come through the chat. If I haven't missed anybody, and I might have missed somebody, and if I did, I apologize, because it's kind of hard to talk, write, and chat at the same time. Well, great. Eddie Lugo says, Jamie, he's your 611. So, wowza. That's wonderful. So you've gained, what, 4 or 5 people since you've been on here. How long have I been YouTubing? I started coming to YouTube. I actually had a channel name and signed up for it in 2014. I had been coming a long time before that and never signed up to YouTube. I did not put out a video until January of last year. That was my first video. So, and it was a short, and I think it was around January 15th or the 18th, somewhere. So my year is coming to an end this month. Hey, Makeup Mom and Son, so glad that you're back. Yeah, Makeup Mom and Son has a great channel too, y'all. You need to go check her out. Make sure you write Hillbilly into the chat box so that your link can be dropped. We have a lot of new people in the chat today, and I'm so thankful for that. You know, before all of this starts, I always pray and ask God to send the people that He would want to be here, and that He would use this time for us to connect and grow, but also that He would use me as an instrument of His peace. So that's one of the reasons I do what I do here. Yes, y'all, those thumbs up really do make a difference. I really do appreciate it. Joy says, keep in mind, creators, you can grow friends by connecting, but if you want to create ad revenue, you have to have faithful viewers. YouTubers can't watch everyone enough to get each other that revenue. That's true. We can't, but we can contribute to it. And contributing to it means doing some watch hours to help them. Not necessarily them helping you back, but you helping them along the way, because it will come back to you eventually. Eddie, all you have to type in is Hillbilly. Papa's Kitchen says, Susan, I got crickets in this last week. I'll mail you some cookies. Oh, boy. I don't think I want any cricket cookies. I don't eat bugs. Oh, my goodness. That's funny. The Journals of Awakening says I'm at 173, Littlefoot. And Vision Preparedness, if you'd like to come up, if you're not in a meeting today, you're welcome to come up. Anybody that wants to come up is welcome to come up and talk about their channel, things that they're doing, things that have worked, things that have not worked. Because I know I've got some bummer videos that I've put out that has not had any kind of watch time. So I try to think of things that I think people will be interested in, or things that people may not know how to do, or, especially young people, because our young generation right now is so lost. It's pitiful. 332 subs for Wellness by Maami. That's wonderful. Thank you so much for doing that, Trent. I do appreciate that. And I'm going to get back to some more of your video playlist at a later date. I'm going to try to get through all of these that I'm collecting today and last week's lives, get them some watch time. And then I'm going to go back to my playlist watching. This is what I do throughout the week. I try to go to playlists, and I don't always tell them I'm doing it. I believe that if we do something in private, God will bless us publicly. And my husband's in the help, y'all. Walter Hill says he will try the cricket cookies, Papa. Oh, y'all, we did, if you missed the premiere yesterday, at the end of it, we did a taste test for the hot sauce that we got from Lazy Days ahead with Jess and Lisa. And I think y'all will like it. I got a little choked up on one. It was partially the cough that I've had, and then I guess it was just too much garlic in it, and it caught me off guard. But I got through all 9 of these hot salts, and I think I did a really good job. Joy, bless life. You go do what you got to do. If you're having connection issues, I understand. But I do appreciate you being here, honey. Vision, I appreciate you too, my friend. Yeah, we can't always stay through a live, and I totally understand that. If you have something else to do, you go do it, because, your life is important to you. I'm just here. Okay, so we've gone through all our list of shout outs that I wanted to do today. But if you have low numbers on your friends list, let me know. Hey, Sunny Sign, I appreciate you being here. Oh my goodness, are you one of those? You better watch out. My husband's in the chat, Sunny Sign. I usually leave you and you run and do my chores. Yeah, I do that a lot on a lot of lives too, because when you're a homesteader, you have so many things that's going on at one time that, your spare time is very sparse and in between. Joy says, my GoPro is having connection issues with the Wi-Fi and uploading, but right now my Mac's staying connected. That's what I'm listening, but trying to fix the GoPro connection. The Journals of Awakening says I'm at 481 buses. Okay, that's wonderful. So you're almost at 500. So if we can push them up to 500, that would be great. You would be halfway there to your 1K. Y'all, do not get upset if the friends don't come quickly, because I think if you grow slowly, your channel has more opportunity to be a permanent channel on YouTube. Yeah, restart the GoPro, Joy. I said I was going to do this at the end, but I'm going to go ahead and do this now. Our pastor at church is doing evangelism classes, and he had us write out our salvation experience last Sunday. So I don't even go. I told him, I actually read it out loud. Well, I didn't read it. I actually gave my testimony to about 30 other members that was in the room with me uh, last Sunday. So I told him, I said, I really didn't need to write it out because I give it so often. But when I was about 7 or 8 years old, I had been raised in the church. My mom and dad went to church faithfully, and it was a very large church that we attended, and Dr. Murphy was our pastor. And Dr. Murphy was an elderly man when I was saved. I remember sitting in church, and we had those big speakers on either side of the pulpit area, and they had a little screen over them. Well, I had a vision of Jesus, and I couldn't wait for him to call us, anybody want to come up. I couldn't wait until the end of the service because I had seen Jesus. And the reason I knew it was Jesus was there was no other man in that church that had long hair and a beard. And I clearly saw this vision. And when he asked if anybody needed to come forward, and my little feet didn't walk down the aisle. I ran because it was such a long distance from where we were sitting at to get to the front of the church. And I told him, I said, I want Jesus and I want him now. And he talked to me a little bit, and I told him about the vision. And I accepted Christ that day. And of course, back then, they had mentors that would come up and stand beside you. And my mentor was Mrs. Hasselbean, who was my neighbor. And she was my mentor. Thank you for coming by Wellness with Maami. I appreciate you being here. Well, when I was about 12 or 13 years old, I rededicated my life, and I went forward again in my church and told my pastor, I said, I've got some things that are not Christ-like in my life, and I need to repent. And had a long talk with him, and he agreed that I was saved. I did go through believer's baptism again, though, because he said because I was such a young age, he wanted to make sure that I followed through with everything that I should do. Now, believer's baptism does not save you. It is a representation of what Christ has done in your life. It is an outward showing of the death, burial, and resurrection that happens when a Christian becomes a saved person, when a lost person becomes a saved person. So I was saved, and I knew I was saved, and I could tell there was a change in me. But shortly after that, I developed the Asian flu, and I was given some medication that caused me to go into severe convulsions. And I was having severe convulsions to the point that my father rushed me to the hospital. And I was laying on the table in the emergency room, and I could feel myself being lifted out of my body. And I went into the white light experience that a lot of people talk about. But I could still see and hear everything going on in the room. And my mother at one point reached her hand over and touched me. She says, Lord, don't take her away from me. If you got to take someone, take me. And at that point, I saw Jesus again, but it was a shadow of Jesus. And he said, it's not your time, go back. And at that point, I came back and I was totally relaxed in my body. And I can tell you that the experience was very, very real. Well, about 2 months later, my mother accused me of taking sewing needles and hiding them. And I went to my dad and my sister, and I said, something's wrong with Mama. And we took her. Back then, it wasn't the med that they had in downtown Memphis. It was John Gaston Hospital. So she had to go to John Gaston Hospital, and they put her on the floor where they had, it was a psycho ward is what they called it. and she had to have brain surgery. Well, they said she had water on her brain, and they had brought in doctors from all over the world to try to treat her. They didn't know much about Alzheimer's back then, but that's what it was. Um, she went through the surgery and she never recognized me or anyone in our family again. She was like a vegetable. So I knew that God honored her prayer that day, which increased my faith in God, that God would uh, help those that called out on his name. So I knew that her prayer was answered that day. It was a hard thing for me. I was a child. I was 12 or 13 years old. And I could tell you uh, that she lived like that for 10 years. But from that point on, it was me and my dad trying to take care of my mother. And I was in school full time. He was working full time. And so we would have to get someone in there to take care of her during the day. They did not have a lot of home health nurses back then. So it was really hard to get someone in there in that industry to come in. And Mom could not dress herself, could not feed herself. I would literally get her up, I guess, and walk her to the bathroom. I don't even remember everything. But I would get called home from school in the middle of the day to come take care of my mother because the person said they couldn't handle it and they would leave. And they would leave my mother, my poor mother, who could not take care of herself, alone in a house with the door standing wide open for anyone to walk in. They would just leave. And so I was missing school, and my dad was missing work and having to change jobs. And my dad had worked for the same company for years and had to quit that job. And he was also trying to run an upholstery business on the side. And it just really became very, very difficult for us. To make a long story short, though, God has put people in my life that helped me get through those years. I have a set of foster parents that stepped up to the plate and took care of me for about a year when my dad and I could not do it anymore. And at that point, my dad put her into a group home because he couldn't get her into a nursing facility. They would not take her. I turned 18 and I went and got her into a nursing home at that point. There was a new nursing home being built, and I was able to get my mother into that nursing home and out of that home. Well, the people that were in that home had a lot of people living there. They were getting their Social Security checks from all of these people and not taking care of them, my mother being one of them. My mother had bed sores that was so horrific. It brought tears to my eyes. I literally had to put her into a shower and carefully remove the clothes because her clothes were stuck to her body. It was horrific. And at that point, I could have said, God, why are you allowing this to happen to my mother? I had to grow up quickly. I had to do all these things through what everybody else was going through teenage years. So, y'all, immediately God took my recommitment to him to heart. And part of that recommitment was me being humbled before him and before my mother and my dad and those around me. My mother lived for additional 10 years after that surgery. I had 2 children by then. She got to meet both of my children, even though she didn't know who they were. And my children got to meet her. It's all a part of my testimony, y'all, because God used that situation to form me into the person I am today before you. Many, many years later, I'm sitting in my living room and I'm talking to my husband's cousin who passed away a few years ago. And I asked him point blankly, what are you going to do with your life? You're in your 40s. You have never been married. You don't have a home. You're an alcoholic. You're a drug addict. What are you going to do with the rest of your life? And he left my house that day, and he walked past this church many, many times in Memphis. It's Gateway Baptist Church down in Memphis, Tennessee. And he walked in there, and they took him in, and they hired him. They took care of him. They cleaned him up, and he was saved in that church. I can't say they saved him because God saves. We don't save anybody. And he married this young girl, and he was trying to help her at the same time. He was trying to get her off drugs and everything. She stabbed him in the front yard of their house, stabbed him to death and killed him. But y'all, the testimony that followed this man was unbelievable. He brought all of his friends into the church, and one by one, they were saved. Now, she spent a year in jail, and that was a slap on the wrist, and it really hurt the family because she didn't get a harsher sentence. But even then, I was praying for God to save her. You know, he is a mighty God, Jamie. He really and truly is a mighty, mighty God. He loves us so, so deeply. I can't tell you the many, many times that he has come and shown me visibly things that I had no control over. And I would cry out to him and say, Lord, I can't do this on my own. Help me. And he would send the help. The times that he has provided for us when we didn't have anything. And so when I tell people about Jesus, it's because he is so real to me. He is real, and he loves each and every one of you just as much as he loves me. I was willing as a child to go and say, Lord, here I am. Save me. And yes, Jamie, in spite of our shortcomings, he still loves us. There is no other way and no other name under heaven or on earth that can save but the name of Jesus. And I'm telling y'all, he really and truly loves people, because if he didn't love us, he would have never sent Jesus to us. We would never have had Jesus come into my life and so many other people's lives that I see here. He doesn't take away our sins and problems magically. What he does is he walks us through it. He walks hand in hand with us through everything that we are going through. Being a Christian means that I understand that I'm a sinner and that I need someone to save me. Absolutely, there is nothing he can't do. And it also means that I want to be forgiven. And there's no other way for me to be forgiven. I can't work and do good deeds. I can't do anything outside of Jesus that would get me into heaven. Yes, Jamie, we get so caught up in the nonsense of life that we truly forget to appreciate what we have. Would have the family I have here today without my salvation through Jesus? Absolutely. And y'all, he literally has walked me through so many things in my lifetime. And each time he does, he gives me another testimony of his love, his grace, and his mercy. There is something else that he gives you when you're saved, and that is a tremendous peace. I sat in that room the other night, and I was listening to people. that were giving their testimony. And every single one of them said, I have a tremendous peace. If you're struggling with something today and you don't have the peace that only God can give, it's a possibility that you've got sin that you haven't let go of. No other religion can save us. We had to have a blood-bought purchase, and it was not an animal sacrifice that was going to do this. It had to be God's only begotten Son. It had to be Jesus. He went willingly to that cross, sin-free, and he took your sin and my sin and hung it on that cross. And all we have to do is tell him, Lord, save me. Forgive me of my sins. Cleanse me. And he will do that. Y'all, it isn't by my realization that I came to Christ. It was the faith that God put in me, because faith doesn't come from us. It comes from God. Everything comes from God. God put that seed of faith in me as a young child, and he can put that same seed of faith in you. Now, the devil will do everything in his power to keep you from going to God. He will tell you, oh, you're such a good person. You don't have to worry about this. You got this. And, he will try to trip us up. And believe me, Satan tries to trip us up all the time. It's not some of the time, but all the time he tries to trip us up. And God gave us something else. He gave us his word. So, believe it or not, we as children, a lot of y'all probably went through this. I know I did. We had the Bible drills. Y'all remember the Bible drills? And we had to memorize verses and, all kinds of things. Well, I remember verses. I may not remember the place, the chapter and the verse, but I remember the verse. That's the most important thing of all. And we can't personally memorize all that. God has to hide it in our heart. Hey, Gladys Pellegrino, I hope I'm saying your name right. Yes, we have to thank him every morning for letting us stay in the world another day. And I'm going to write your name on my list. I'm getting emotional about this because I've seen God move mountains. I've seen him protect me from things that could harm me or my family. I've seen him bring us through tragedy. All that. Stephanie says, I knew that I was not alone in my struggles. Exactly. When God says he's going to be there with you forever, he meant it. He doesn't say anything in his word that's not the truth. That's why when you look at my Bible, y'all, I have a big Bible. You're going to find that I have written in my Bible, or I've highlighted in my Bible. There's another page where I have written and highlighted in my Bible things that he has done or he has promised. And, I think about this because a lot of people will say, well, that's God's holy word. Don't write on it. But I think he wants us to take notes and take notice. Hey, Lashes, I'm glad you're here. And he has so many promises in here. And so when I get down and depressed, because, that comes from Satan. He wants us depressed and he wants us down and he wants us to think there is nothing that we can do. that's going to help us, or he's going to bring back old memories and flood our mind with old memories or bad memories. That's when I go to my Bible. That's when I really get down on my knees and say, God, you've already forgiven me of all this past. And I just want you to save me from this situation, to help me through this situation, and to use this situation for your glory and your honor. And God will do it. Now, not everybody can speak about their testimony. A lot of y'all have a silent testimony. Your silent testimony is how you live your life. And your life is being played out before people that you don't even know, but they're watching you. One of the stories that I remember a pastor of mine many, many years ago talking about, and it was a true story, was a little old lady that lived on a street. And she didn't have a car, and she walked to church every time the church doors were open. And she passed this man's house, and he was usually sitting out on his front porch with a beer in his hand, and he would wave to her, and she'd wave back. And she would go to that church. Well, one Sunday, she didn't show up. And then the following Wednesday, she didn't show up. Hey, Michelle Crochets in Kansas, welcome in. I'm so glad that you're here. Let me get your name on my list. But she had passed away. You know what that man did? He got up off that porch just as he was and walked to that church, which was just a few doors down from him. For the very first time in his life, he graced the doors of a church. And he went forward that morning, and he asked the pastor what happened to the little old lady that walked to church every Sunday. And so the pastor took time with him and explained to him that she had gone to heaven to be with Jesus. And he wanted the same Jesus that she had, and he was saved. So even after she had passed, her testimony was still speaking to someone. That story stuck really strong with me all these years, because I think all the time, I'm not good enough, God, for someone to be watching me. And I'm not the kind of person that anybody's going to pay attention to. What have I done in my life that's going to be so attractive to someone else that they will be saved? Well, let me tell you, folks, God will use you because you're not perfect. He used Moses, who couldn't talk. He used Joseph. He used David. He has used hundreds of people in the Bible to show us that he uses ordinary people every day. Gladys says, he has helped me with a struggle of my husband passed away this January as a year, and I asked him to help me to be strong. Yes, he will help you. Gladys, he becomes your husband at that point. He steps into that role. He will provide everything that you need. And I cannot tell you how many times I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen many, many times where he's done that for someone. And y'all, I'm getting so stuffed up. He wants you to come to him. He wants that restored relationship, because you see, we all were born with a cardinal sin, or with a sin, because of Adam and Eve, because of the sin of Adam and Eve. And I can't say it was Adam's fault or Eve's fault. It was Adam and Eve that partook of that fruit in the garden, that forbidden fruit. We are a fallen people that needed a Savior. And all of this was planned out from the very beginning of the Bible. This is what's so amazing. When you finally sit down and you read through your scriptures and all these books, the 66 books of the Bible that have been penned by so many people, and you get into reading it, and you realize this story goes from the beginning to the end, and it's the same story. It's the story of salvation. How we are fallen and are sinners and need the grace of God and the mercy of God and the love of God. And He loves us. Stephanie, I'm still here because of this, because Satan has tried to take me out several times. He doesn't want me to give this testimony. And I'm telling you, when you do, it's the most powerful thing next to the Word of God that you have is your personal testimony, because it comes from your heart. And I really appreciate the fact that I've got so many Christian friends that are there praying for me and helping me along my journey. And I hope that I'm being a help to them as well. I'm thankful that God has sent me Christian men and women to be mentors and to disciple me, to teach me God's word. The Sunday school teachers, high school teachers that I had in high school. I had one that did the Bible club. Now, I grew up in the time when we weren't allowed to talk about God in school, but we were allowed to form clubs in school. And so we had a teacher that was willing to be over that club, and I'm thankful for her. Her name was Mrs. Harris. She was a sweet lady. She was an English teacher. And y'all, we all have these testimonies, and I'm seeing people writing testimonies in the chat box. I really appreciate those. Jamie says, I was running late for work, crossed over a hill. I seen lights, that brake lights. Then I got closer, and a tractor trailer did a U-turn and a crossover. A car went under hit the young man. I'll wait for her to finish that up. But y'all, there is so much that God has done. I was coming down a hill, a mountainside hill, in upstate New York one night on an icy road, late at night, coming home from work. And I had an hour commute to and from work and had to travel this road every day. And a buck stood in the middle of the road coming around a curve. And I tapped my brakes. I turned my lights out, because they tell you to turn your lights out because they're spooked by the lights and they'll just freeze. I spun going down that curve, and I could have gone off the cliff at any time. To this day, I'll tell you, angels were guiding that car that I was in. Jamie said, the young man was killed. If I wasn't running light, it could have been me. Yeah, exactly. Hey, handicapped traveler, you had a shout out in this video earlier today, and don't be surprised if you have a few new friends coming your way. Make sure you drop your link. I hit my computer, y'all. Make sure you drop your link and type in the word hillbilly so your link will be dropped. A channel I really love is Celebrating Appalachian. Yeah, I think I know that channel, Stephanie. I think I watch that channel because I do watch a lot of Appalachian stuff. I'm really interested in the Appalachians. I am getting stuffed up, y'all, again. Lord help me. Now, if you type it too close together, it's only going to pick up one of you. So if handicapped traveler, type it again, and it should drop your link. Well, y'all, we have gone through everything I have planned on talking about. And my testimony is still ongoing. I will tell you that. It is still an ongoing testimony because I will serve the Lord as long as I live. Y'all know that I put my faith out there every day. I'm not ashamed of Christ. And I'm not ashamed of what he's done in my life. I'm ashamed of the sins that I've committed, but I'm not ashamed of Christ. Please don't type. Okay. Let me put that one up there for everybody. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate everybody that's here. I appreciate you listening to my testimony and coming, and I love each and every one of you dearly. You have become tremendously good friends to me. We may not know each other in person, but we know each other through this platform, and it's wonderful. And if anybody wants to come up and talk about their channel, you're more than welcome to come up. I will drop the link again and give you an opportunity to talk, because I've been talking for over an hour now. And if not, then we will close this out. Handicapped Traveler says, please keep my wife in prayer. She was in an auto wreck today. That's why I'm here late. Well, we're going to stop right now. Handicapped Traveler, can you drop her name? And I will definitely pray for her. She's physically okay. I imagine she's pretty shook up about it. Thank you, Jamie. I appreciate that. Michelle Crochets and Canvas says, I have a strong testimony also. You need to come share it. I will give you an opportunity to share it if you want to share it. Kathy. Okay, everybody, I'm going to bow my head and we're going to pray for just a moment for Kathy. Dear Heavenly Father, we just lift up Kathy right now and Dan, and we ask you to help Kathy if she has any kind of injuries that are not noticed right now, Lord, that you would heal them, but also to heal the scars of the memory of the accident, Lord, that she can use this as a testimony for you, Lord, and that she won't have any major things happen later on that may not be seen right now. Father God, we thank you for Dan. We thank you for Kathy. We ask you to touch her from the top of her head to the soles of her feet and everything in between. That if any healing need to take place, that it will take place by your hand right now, Lord, in the name of Jesus. Amen. Yeah, YouTube does not like words, certain words, and I use the word buses. If you read that back, you'll know what it means. Or bust, something to that effect. And I think we have someone coming up.
Hello.
Hey, Michelle. Long time no see.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm blessed. I'm a little sinusy today. I think the sinus infection is trying to come back on me. But I'm okay. I was in here moving stuff around yesterday, and of course the dust was flying, so that's probably what caused it.
Probably. That's usually what happens.
Well, tell us a little bit about your channel, and I think you're going to share your testimony if you want to.
That one is, I've shared it a lot on my channel, and sometimes I get to crying.
That's okay. I was getting pretty emotional with mine because a lot of these memories are hard.
Yeah. But my channel is mostly about crocheting, and I do devotionals in the morning, 6:30 Central Time, 7:30 Eastern Time. I do live devotionals unless I'm going to be busy that day. Then I record the devotionals and have them play at 6:30 Central Time. I do a lot of lives. I do a lot of crocheting and finding like-minded people. And I have a very strong faith also, because I got hit by a car when I was a kid, and the doctor said I wouldn't live overnight.
Mm.
So that's and then learning how to walk again. I had to relearn everything,
Mm.
and I'm still dealing with some of the physical limitations that I have. And Pilates has been helping me tremendously, and I go twice a week to Pilates, because physical therapy said they can't do anything else for me.
But God can.
Yes, he can.
And as I
And
said, our body has the tremendous ability to heal itself.
yes. And so, like I said, it's a lifelong journey, and I think God hasn't healed me completely. So I rely on him every day to be able to do what I need to do.
Absolutely. Sometimes he does it just to humble us. He allows us to stay where we're at so he can humble us. I have seen people healed, and I'm going to tell you, when you do witness that, it increases your faith 100 times more.
Mm-hmm.
But even if he doesn't heal us, our faith has not changed,
Right.
because everything we have comes from him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you and I both realize that everything that we have has come from him. Every ability that we have comes from him.
Yeah.
And our testimony is powerful.
Yeah.
It is, because he gives us testimony so that we can help others.
Right. Definitely.
Yeah, I agree. And I've been there. I know, because I lost use of this left side, and y'all, it was a long while for me to regain that use and the strength in it. And I still am weak, even though I can't lift myself up if I get on the floor. I can't pull myself up on my right side because I have a bad hip. I have to use my left side. And y'all, you talk about having to push yourself to get up. That would be me, literally having to push myself or getting somebody to help me get up.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes being humble.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yep. Well, I appreciate that. I mean, we all need to know that if something happens bad in our life and we have an accident or something, that we can be healed. It may not be 100%, but we will have healing. But healing comes with faith. And if you were without that faith, you may not be the person you are today.
Right. Yeah. Without faith, I don't think I would be here.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be. And I know I wouldn't be the person I am today.
I know I wouldn't be walking without faith.
Exactly.
So I praise God for that ability. Coordination is another issue that I face, but if I can walk, I'm doing way better than most people. Most people who've been through a serious accident like I have.
Yeah. Crochet helps with the coordination too, because you have to concentrate on what you're doing.
Right.
So
But
you have
I can't crochet and watch TV, or I can't be distracted.
right.
It has to be quiet when I crochet.
Yeah.
Now, mindless things like granny squares, I can do those, easy. But when I have to count and I have to do a certain pattern, stitch pattern, then I need to concentrate.
Oh yeah. I couldn't tell you how many times I frogged something because I messed up how many rows back.
Right.
you know, and you're like, why'd you do that?
Uh-huh.
Because I got distracted and I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. But yeah, I understand that because I do crochet. I love crochet.
Yeah, so do I. So my channel is now at 620. I'm trying this year to get to 1,000.
Well, we'll help try to push you forward.
All right, thank you. And
I'll,
I'm trying to get my husband and other people to watch my videos and
yep.
keep my playlist running.
Yeah, family's the hardest ones to get involved.
My husband plays them on his phone,
Right.
but as far he listens to the devotionals, but he doesn't has no interest in crochet.
Tell him turn the sound down, just let it run.
That's what he does.
Yeah. Mine will do that too. He'll watch. Well, I've already seen this, and he'll flip it off. And I said, well, you got to watch the whole thing for me to get credit for it,
Right?
But Richmond's Place says crochet saved me when I was going through healing myself from illness. Yes, absolutely. And I tell people all the time, if you don't have a hobby, get one, because those hobbies can really clear your head and your mind, and it gives you something to do
Yep.
with your hands. And that's so important.
Mm-hmm.
So very, very important.
Yep.
Well, I'm just thrilled that I have met you through YouTube.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah. I love meeting people and getting to know them and getting to know their stories. And I really don't have a mean bone in my body unless somebody is attacking me or my family.
Right.
Then you're going to see an ugly side of me that I don't even like to see. But I think we all have that. Joy says, I have a sister-in-law who watches my live streams, but my family does not watch either. Yeah. The family unit is not what it used to be. And of course, the Bible talks about this, that, you'll have family members turn against you in the latter days. And we're seeing that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And, family's also the hardest one to share your testimony with, because they don't want to hear it, because they know all the bad stuff about you, all your past, and they want to throw it in your face.
Well, my family knows all about my accident too.
Yeah.
And relatives and stuff. Everybody in my family has a soft spot for me because of what I've been through.
Yeah. Hey, Alfonso, welcome in. Welcome in. Alfonso has a great channel, y'all. He works with blind people, and they are musically inclined. And I really love watching his channel too. So y'all go check out Alfonso. And Alfonso, you can drop your link, the word hillbilly, and put that in the chat box. And Nightbox will pull your channel up. And we have a lot of new people on here today that can go over to your channel and make friends with you and help you out. And we really appreciate you being here, Alfonso. And Joy is a high-functioning autistic, and so many family just think she's strange. Well, I have autistic grandchildren, so I understand that. Gladys says, I'm not mean at all. I'm bedridden, and the Lord helps me every day. And Alfonso says, I work in ARC thrift stores. They hire individuals with disabilities. So, yes. And, so many in the crochet community have such generous hearts. They will donate items that they make throughout the year. And I think that's wonderful. We have a men's ministry at our church. It's called Room at the Inn. And if y'all want to send donations of hats and scarves and things like that our way, I will make sure it gets to those men. I do appreciate everything that y'all do in that community. I really do. I think it's wonderful.
Thank you.
And I see, so many times I see people say, well, I made 100 hats and didn't have anywhere to donate it. Well, I can tell you one place to donate. St. Jude. If you do crochet with cotton, they will take cotton blankets and hats and stuff like that for the children. Um, the
Shriners Hospitals.
Yeah.
Shriners Hospitals. My husband is a Shriner, so
Yeah.
they take donations too.
Yeah.
I'm a member of the Crochet Guild in my area, and we do donations to hospitals, animal rescue centers,
Yeah.
the babies, premature babies.
Yeah, the NICU units. That was another one I was going to mention was NICU. One of my grandsons weighed 3 pounds and 5 ounces at birth. And they have a lot of these preemie babies that only weigh a pound. So, and a lot of them don't make it. And that's the only outfit that they will ever wear.
Yeah, Project Robbie.
Yeah.
Is what they call it.
And then you've got your cancer patients.
Right.
Any cancer center in your area that you can donate to will always take the hats, but they prefer the cotton hats. A lot of people can't tolerate the acrylics or wool or, so you need to call any of these places, any of these charitable places and ask them what they will accept, because some of them do have limitations on what they can accept. Children's hospitals usually will take toys that are in good working condition that can be washed with Clorox. I know that because my daughters were in the hospital and everything that they received were donated toys, and they had to be sanitized every day. They couldn't let them go. If a child played with it, it had to be sanitized. So those are things that y'all can think about if you want to donate to any of these. But I love the room at the inn. It works with the homeless men that are working, but they, for whatever reason, they can't afford to get their own place. A lot of them are paying child support, which is almost unheard of this day and age. So we want to give them a hand up, not a hand out. Yes, we can also donate to the ARC thrift stores. They help individuals with disabilities, and I'm very thankful for my job, even though I'm considered legally blind myself. That's Alfonso. Yes. We donate. We have Goodwill here. We have Women of Hope, which is a recovery program. Is a thrift store that I go to quite often. And not only donating items, but purchasing items through those places really does help these individuals. And y'all, if you don't think there's no love in this, I can guarantee you there's love in this, because these people will remember something simple that you did for them, and they may not even know that you did it, but they're so grateful. I know these men that we work with, or our church works with. I can't say that I personally work with them, but they're so grateful. They are so grateful, first of all, because people will come there and eat with them and talk with them, carry conversations, play games with them, and that they know that they're in a safe environment. Thank you, Joy, for doing that. The Art Thrift artthrift.com. I can't talk. And y'all, I've ran out of my tissues and I pulled out the toilet paper roll. We'll have to go buy some more tissues today. I've gone through, I think, 2 boxes of these tissues since getting sick. Not 2 boxes, two packs. And there's 4 boxes in a pack. So I've gone through all of those.
Mhm.
But there's so many things that we could be doing for other people as a Christian. And y'all, hey, Jewish redneck prepper, Shalom, welcome in, welcome in. Hadn't seen you in a while, my friend. Hope everything is all right with you. Make sure you drop your link by typing in the word hillbilly. And also, y'all, AR guns, AR 1776 left me a message on one of my videos that he is very, very sick. So I would ask everyone here to pray for him and hope that he gets better soon.
Mm-hmm.
Alfonso says, I can tell you that there is so much love at the store where I work at. My manager, co-workers, district manager, corporate staff are very friendly and supportive and very protective over individuals. Absolutely. I have a friend that I grew up with, and she works with handicapped children, and she's very protective of them as well. And I just think it's wonderful and that there are people out there that are willing to do what somebody else might not, because we do have governments out there that want to dispose of babies and children that are born with defects. And even in this country, we see that, and it's very painful to watch the numbers that we see on a daily basis of children being aborted in this country.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Thank you, Joy, for putting up St. Jude. St. Jude is very dear to my heart because we had a friend who had a little boy who was 3 years old, kept passing out, and they would take him to the children's hospital and they would send him home. And I told her, I said, what is he doing? She says, he's passing out for no reason. And I said, it could be he has type 1 diabetes. Make him do blood work. So the next time it happened, she took him back and they did the blood work and it came back he had cancer. He had leukemia. And thank God that St. Jude was there and he is alive and thriving today because of St. Jude. And they did not have to spend a penny out of their pocket to pay for any of it. It's all through donations. So St. Jude is very, very special in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Alfonso says, our company is so protective over us that they don't allow individuals with disabilities leaving the store by themselves after work. We also fall under the children labor laws. That's very good. Very, very good. Y'all excuse me. I have to blow my nose. I'll be right back. You get to see my picture.
Yeah.
You hear me blowing, though. That's okay, Jamie. You got to do your job. You can't always be where you want to be.
Yeah. I'm going to head up now.
Well,
I thank you for allowing me to come up on the panel.
Well, I appreciate you so much, Michelle.
It's so good to see you, Susan.
It's good seeing you too. I feel like we're sitting in the same room just having a little chat.
Right?
That's what I hope everybody feels when they come here.
It's been great.
Thank you so much.
Yep, thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Well, would anybody else like to come up and chat? If not, we will be closing this out. How do I do the StreamYard? I have a link to StreamYard. I will drop that, Alfonso. And if you want to come up on that stream, you can, and I will get you up here. Alfonso is a great guy. I really would like to get to know him a lot better. He works with these young men, and they play great music, and I just absolutely love it. Thank you for doing that, Michelle. I appreciate it. I'm hoping, I haven't watched, but I'm hoping the links that I had put in stream in the Nightbot actually dropped during this chat. I'll have to go back and look, because I was hoping to drop Missy's channel, Vision Preparedness, and Wolf Spirit Productions, because they need the watch hours. So we're going to wait a few minutes to see if Alfonso figures out the StreamYard, and we'll get him up here. Well, y'all, we have had an interesting talk today. He's found his way. There he is.
Can you hear me or no?
Hello, Alfonso.
You hear me?
I can hear you.
Clear. How's my audio? Is it good? We have a big setup finally. Got my studio set up. We just moved to a new house.
It's wonderful. I can hear you perfectly.
Stereo sound? Do you get good stereo sound or no?
Yes.
Like between left and right?
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
I like your setup.
Yeah, it's a big setup. I have like big dual monitor setup. Because I'm legally blind. I have to have everything large screen, like 48-inch monitor and a 32-inch.
Wow. Tell us a little bit about your channel and what you do.
Well, mine's AS Blind Music Production. You know, I'm legally blind myself. I do music. I play multiple instruments. Play the keyboards, harmonica, banjo, guitar, and I'm currently working for Art Thrift Store. I've been there 3 years already. I'm going on 4 years in May.
Wow.
God willing.
That's wonderful. You know, it's hard for somebody to keep a full-time job anymore. So you're very fortunate to be there.
Well, I'm not full-time either. I'm just part-time. I just work 1 day a week at the store, and then I do the rest from home. Doing all the graphic design, all that. I went to school graduated college 4 or 5 years ago from New Mexico before coming to Colorado.
Wow. That's awesome. What part of Mexico?
New Mexico, Las Cruces.
Okay, New Mexico.
Yeah.
So you got a Hispanic ancestry.
Yeah. I was brought up to Colorado. It wasn't my choice to be up here. But, I had to be up here. I was under guardianship, custody, court order, custody, guardianship case I was under. So had to be up here. I didn't have a choice. So that's all I can say. Under family circumstances, wasn't very weird.
Well, I was a foster child at one time, so I understand how you feel about that. But thank God that you're where you're at, and God is going to use you in a mighty way. I really believe that.
I do believe that too. Like, God moves around in mysterious ways. Yeah, so next step.
Yep. Candy Dudette says, standing water in the dishwasher from the freeze. Husband told me to run it through the cycle. Y'all pray for me. I have never ran one. Oh, my Lord. Candy, I'll be praying for you, because we had busted pipes here last year.
Sending you my prayers, man, because believe me, it gets really, really cold up here in Colorado. Like,
yeah.
December, we going down -20, wind chill -50.
Yep, -50. Joy Blessed Life says, Alfonso, storyteller Donnie just brought a keyboard so we can copyright free background music. He's trying to learn to play it. He's wanted one for years. And I love the piano, says Candy Dudette. And so would you do us the honor of playing something for us?
Sure. Sure. Can you guys hear the organ?
Yes. That is beautiful. It is very beautiful. Yeah, beautiful done. Oh my goodness, you are so talented.
Thank you. And
Yep.
I'm telling you, I have a couple harmonica with me. I know my district manager, my manager did spoil me with harmonica every once in a while.
Well, that's wonderful. You know, my brother is a drummer. He works for Luke Bryan. He's
Wow.
the country singer, Luke Bryan. He
Yeah.
works for him. Everybody's talking about how beautiful the music was. Thank you so much, Alfonso, for doing that.
And I got this beautiful harmonica.
Oh, that is a nice one.
It's an old one, give it to me a couple of years back. It's a chromatic. You can play the half notes in
Oh,
between
wow.
the half steps. Especially a lot of the songs I could play. Have half notes, and you can't really get it with the regular ditonic.
Yeah.
This is just a regular ditonic,
Yeah.
the regular size, and there's the chromatic where you can play the half notes in between.
Beautiful. That is so beautiful.
The
Candy,
Garden of Prayer.
yeah, Candy Dudette says the organ feeds the soul. Everything megahertz nowadays is lowered. Yeah, you are so talented and so blessed. We really do appreciate you being a part of our family here.
Wow. Um, People tell me that I'm the last one to play the harmonica like the old ways.
Well, that's good. My brother played the harmonica growing up. I learned how to play the piano when I was a child, but I never got past the third year of piano. And he would come sit down at the piano, and I'd show him the notes, and he'd start playing music, and he played by ear.
Well, I only play by ear. That's the way I play. I only play by ear.
Well, you're extremely talented.
I only play by ear because I can't see well enough to read the music, but I can play by ear.
Yep. Alfonso's channel is a great channel. Missy introduced me to him, and I'm so excited that you're making some new friends here, Alfonso. Joey has dropped the link to your channel, and Jamie says, thank you so much, Alfonso. He plays a lot of instruments, y'all, and he puts them all together in videos with him playing all these different instruments, and it's fantastic.
I call myself Alfonso the Clone. In fact, I have a couple of recordings that I made. Count Your Blessings.
Nice.
By Alfonso and the Clones, and then the Old Time Country Gospel.
Oh, wow. Really nice.
And I pressed a couple older ones on vinyl. I have a couple of ones that I pressed on vinyl.
Oh, wow. Joy said,
I pressed this Mexican album.
Oh, how cool. That is so cool. Wow.
Worn out from being overplayed so much.
I love it.
And this I recorded with a friend of mine when I was in college with these two girls. I recorded with them. This one has How Great Thou Art, Just a Close Walk with Thee, Mary Did You Know, Spanish one, El Alfarero, and Amazing Grace. Wow. I don't play anymore. I can't play because it's very emotional. So I can't play this.
That's okay. We understand you get emotional about it.
Because it was in New Mexico and I recorded it back in 2018.
Oh, wow.
When I was in college. And, it's so many memories. So thinking back, and I can't I get very upset, And this is one of my recent albums, the Spanish one too.
How cool is that?
Got music cut on vinyl. It's expensive because I think I cut this in summer in 2020, 2021. When they were like $30, but now price went up dramatically, like $50 each record now.
Oh, I know, it's ridiculous, the prices.
Yeah, but for the CDs, they never changed the price. It's sort of been the same for the past 10 years. But when they started doing vinyl.
Yeah. And the vinyl's coming back. Everybody's going out and buying the little record players now.
Well, I have a professional record player that I use to digitize all my vinyl collection. I have a whole bunch of records I had for the past 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Ever since I was in the 8th grade, I got into vinyl. Well, even 4 or 5 years old, I grew up around vinyl, but in the 8th grade, that's when I started having my own collection.
Wow.
That was back in the 90s, something like that.
That's so exciting.
And over the years, I just get them from friends, teachers, faculty, co-workers, managers over the years. And this is one of my favorites.
Wow. Yeah. Roy Acuff. I love him.
Yeah.
Glad as I am. I'm sucking on Hall's cough drops. You'll see me reach over every once in a while. I'm grabbing one. I've got some respiratory tea I'm going to take later on to try to break this up. Alfonso, Joy is sharing some information about you, and it's wonderful that you are the owner of the AS Blind Made Production Multimedia Art Studio, where all things are created by those who are blind or visually impaired. And that is a ministry within itself. And you play the piano, the organ, percussions, harmonica, banjo, and guitar. Extremely talented.
Yeah, here, I don't know if you remember the Opus Boys. This is one of their newest albums.
Oh, wow.
The newest. I got it. I won from, I don't know if you heard of RFD TV, the Rural American channel.
Yes.
satellite.
Yes.
Well, I got on that Raw American Live and I won
Oh.
a Yeti cooler, and then this was inside the Yeti cooler.
Oh wow, that is exciting.
This is their new album, their 2020 album.
Yes.
And it's signed by the Oak Ridge Boys.
That's awesome.
Brand new.
Yeah. Joy's sharing all kinds of information about you. So, you're also into photography, animation, graphic design, video production.
Yep. That's what I do. Green screen.
Yeah, primarily focusing on rural lifestyle, agriculture, Western railroad music, and advocacy for individuals with disabilities. You're just an amazing, amazing young man.
Yeah.
What a blessing you are. And you probably started musically very young.
Yeah, I started with when I was 17, I was a senior in high school, and I started with a small keyboard,
Really?
Started banging on the keys, stuff like that.
You have come a long, long way.
Yeah. I never took any official music lessons or anything, but I can tell you, I picked it up all by myself.
That is totally, totally amazing. You know, sometimes God just gives us gifts, and you're just exploding with gifts. Yeah. He may not let you have a good eyesight, but you have got the musical ability of many, many professionals.
I don't know if you remember these guys. Chuck Wagon, they're one of my favorites.
Oh, yes.
And I have that one song, Come Unto Me.
Yes.
One of my favorites, man. Like, this record was given to me last year, so by one of his coworkers, and so I have it now. I've been looking for this for so many years, and because I love vinyl. It sounds way better than the digital. I don't know if you're aware of that.
I agree with you because I was raised with the vinyls. I agree 100%. It is a lot better than the CD qualities that we get today.
You can't. People argue with me, say the digital's better and all that, but that digital does not wear out. But they say it has better sound and all that. No, vinyl has way better. Analog has way better sound than digital, because digital is just missing bits of information.
Yeah.
And analog is just all solid sine wave.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that you're making lots and lots of connections today, Alfonso, with all of my friends here. We have had a lot of new people come through, and I'm so excited that you're here. So you go back to playing. You can play us out if you want to.
Sure. I'm going to play Come Up to Me.
Oh, I love that. Make you want to get up and dance to church. Yes, he's got some nice trains set up. That is so nice. You too, Team Jesus Ministries. I appreciate you coming in. Handicapped Travelers giving you applause. Thank you, Storyteller Donnie. You have a blessed day too, my friend. Thank you so much,
You're
Alfonso.
welcome. You know, when I first came to Colorado, I used to play at the hospital every week. St. St. Louis Presbyterian Medical Center in here in Denver. And I was playing every week until the pandemic hit. That's when everything changed. I stopped playing.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can get you back out there playing, because that is just an awesome, awesome gift that you have, my
Like I
friend.
do got some videos where I uploaded where I used to play at the hospital there on my channel.
Yeah, Team Jesus Ministers said, "Beautiful Alfonso."
Thank you.
Alfonso, I would love for you to come back and be a guest on my live anytime you like, my friend. You are just amazing to me, an amazing person, amazing gifted person.
Thank you, man. I would love to, sometimes, how they, I work and stuff like that too, time constraint.
Yeah, I do this every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central Time.
Yeah, because sometimes I work on Wednesdays too, because we have special events I have to go to for the ARC, we do social events.
Whenever you're free and you want to come on, you come on up, because I'm telling you, everybody is enjoying the music and enjoying listening to you. It's just been wonderful. You have really completed my video as far as I'm concerned, my live. Hey,
Wow.
Deanna.
Yeah,
Deanna Grooms is one of my very talented friends too. She made me a little wooden boot and sent it to me recently. Really nice.
wow.
Deanna, this is Alfonso, and he is so talented. Maybe we can convince him to play one more song.
I would love to, man. I'm going to play In the Garden.
Oh, I love that. Beautiful.
In the Garden.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
You have got an invitation from Joy Bless Life to come on one of their lives, and you just let them know the time and day that you're available.
Friday will be best.
They have Team Jesus Ministries. That's probably where they're going to put you. I'm not sure which channel, but
Okay.
That would be wonderful to see you there too. And you are just such an amazing young man. I just can't get over this.
Well, I'm going to play one more called Come and Dine.
Okay. Thank you so much, Alfonso, for coming up and
You're welcome.
visiting with me. And to all our friends out there in YouTube land, we love you. We love you from the top of your head to the soles of your feet and everything in between. But Jesus
Thank
Christ
you.
loves you more.
I know. Somebody guys were asking me earlier about my model trains. I'm going to show you my normal size model trains.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
The G scale.
My husband loves trains, so he will love that.
Yeah, but they have my normal size that I could see.
Yeah.
But
That's
I can tell
awesome.
they're very expensive. I've just been very fortunate. Most of them I get them up there, give it to me, or I find them in the thrift store real cheap. And let me show you. Because I know these are the tracks for it.
That's cool. I had a
Okay.
friend up in New York that had train tracks and the big trains running all through his house. He had it set up where it go all through his house. That was so cool.
Yeah, mine's are wireless. I have mine set up wireless, so like rechargeable USB battery or stuff like that, instead of relying on track power.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
because
glad you got another hobby.
yeah, because that's what I have some of my video when I do my video on my model trains. I shoot in front of the green screen and edit them in post production, change the background, and everything.
That's cool because Joy shared one of your train videos too. So that is awesome.
Yeah, like, but the only issue is that these are very expensive. You know, normally a train set like this size will run you about $400 or $500.
Yeah, or more, depending on if you're just buying the single cars. Sometimes they can run extremely.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Candy Dudette, for coming in. I appreciate you coming in, my friend.
Yeah. I got this passenger coach. Got it for $6 at the ARC where I work at, and I find out they're like $200 each.
Yeah, they're expensive.
I just been very fortunate.
Jamie, you're making me hungry. She said her hubby wants a cheeseburger. Yeah, the trains are amazing. You'll have to come back and show us all your trains.
Yeah, yeah. Like I don't know how to. I only set it up when I'm gonna do my videos because it takes a
I'm
while.
gonna step away for a minute so I can let my doggie out. She's over here bugging me. So you go ahead and show your trains. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm gonna see. What I have is a G scale model train right here, and then what I have the
Come on, let's
remote
go.
to control my model
Let's go to
train.
the side. You got your sweater off.
G scale, and then I have. Let me see what else I got. And I also got more of my model trains.
Come on, like that. Like that.
Got the automatic crossing gates too. Like I said, what I have mostly have a G scale, and I have. Oops,
Uh-oh.
got my camera.
That's okay.
Sorry about that.
It happens.
Yeah.
Oh, my puppies had to go outside, go potty. Y'all be praying for my little Roscoe, my little Jack Russell Terrier, because he's hurt his hind leg and he won't put hardly any weight on it. And I'm hoping I don't have to take him to the vet.
Now I got this one. I had custom printed arc rift.
Oh, that's nice. Very nice.
One of my coworkers gave me this.
That's very nice. Now he's talking a cheesesteak, Jamie said. We're having a vegetable plate tonight. My husband's not going to be excited about it. But that's what we're going to eat for dinner.
Well, I love vegetables.
Yeah, I've got. I pulled some cabbage I had cooked and pulled it out of the freezer, and I've got some baked beans and some potatoes I'm going to fry up. Oh, cool!
Found this at the Ark last year, and I couldn't beat it, man.
Yeah,
I
that
was
is.
just buying it. It was only $7 minus my employee discount.
Oh, wow,
So,
that's nice. Yeah, I find a lot of good buys at the thrift store too, and I love it. But I never find trains.
I know. Usually, they're not. You don't come by normally, but here in Colorado, you do come across trains. But we're coming across a bag of Lionel trains.
Oh, wow.
I think last year around Christmas, like back in 2021, I found a bag of American Flyer S gauge for $7, a whole bag this size.
Oh, wow. Huge bag, huh?
Yes. Then last year, this past December, I found a bag of Lionel trains, the O gauge.
Yeah, Joy.
$20.
Joy, you really do need to go to the thrift stores. You never know what you're gonna find. It's like a scavenger hunt. But
most of the time when I go to the thrift store, I just look for records. That's all I find. That's all I get. If I want to find some records, I just go to the thrift store.
well, you can find them vinyl records that are worth quite a bit of money.
Oh yeah.
There's some out there. I've got one here that's worth about $250.
Wow, that's crazy. But
And it was actually we were given the box of records. Let me go let the dogs back in. You keep talking.
yeah, like I said, you just never know what you find in the thrift store. Thrift store here in Colorado, you never know what comes in. In fact, we had an accordion came in, and it sold for $400. I wanted to get it, but it was too much because there's no way I can afford that.
Yeah, that's a little expensive.
For an accordion,
Yes.
and that's where I bought my guitar at the thrift store for $20. A $20 guitar that was originally worth $200, and I found it for $20.
Well, that's a good price on the guitar.
Yeah, it's a pink guitar. Let me go grab it.
Gladys likes your channel. She said you have a cool channel. Oh, Jamie, you got to put your shoes back on. I'd like to take mine off. I'm going to have to get out here in a little bit and take care of chickens and start supper.
This is my guitar that I found at the thrift store.
Oh, that's pretty.
Not very fortunate that it worked. All I did was change the strings.
Thank you for coming in, Jamie. I appreciate you being here.
And all I did was put the preamp, the pickup, to be able to run it to my mixer for recording.
Oh, nice.
And just change the strings. And
I play a dulcimer, but I'm not very good at it.
a dulcimer, like a mountain dulcimer.
Yes.
You know what? I got one too. I picked one up for $15, $16 mine on my floor. Let me see. Let me go grab it.
Jamie, you're so funny. Deanna, you have 2 vinyl records from the 70s. I've got tons of vinyls. I need to get me a record player to play them on. Oh, that's very pretty.
It's a wooden it's a cardboard dulcimer.
Yeah, the cardboard ones. My friend has a cardboard one. I don't have one.
Yeah.
It's got a good sound to it.
Yeah, you'd be amazed. I looked at on Amazon, see if they have any more of these, but they're expensive. $75 for a cardboard one.
I know. My husband surprised me with the one I have, and I've got to restring it. And I do eventually plan on pulling it out and playing a couple of pieces that I have learned on it, but
Right.
I don't have a lot of time to play.
I picked it up last year, and I do have a couple. I did a couple of recordings with this.
Oh, really? I'll have to
Yeah.
go back and check that out, because a lot of people look for the dulcimer, people showing them how to play the dulcimer. So
Right.
That might be an idea for your channel to teach them.
Well, there's different tunings for the dulcimer, you know, different DAD and then DAG or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Mine's
Different-
DAD. I think DAD is
The
what
most
they
common.
normally come in. Yeah, Joy, there is a lot of dulcimers up around the mountains. There's not so much here in West Tennessee. I can't even find anybody to teach me the dulcimer here where I'm living at. So,
You know what? We have a place in Denver called the Denver Folklore Center, and they're so expensive.
yeah,
All the folk instruments like banjo, mandolin, guitars, all the folk instruments.
yeah.
Because I wanted to take last year for my birthday. One of my supervisors gave me a guitar, but it didn't work, and it needed a lot of repairs. And fortunately, you have to get it fixed. It was gonna be like just for them to look at it. It was $120 just to look at it.
Yeah. See, my husband plays guitar. I pick at a guitar. I never really learned a whole lot about the guitar. I know a few chords, but he plays the guitar fairly well. And I like playing the dulcimer because you get more of the actual tune when you're playing the dulcimer.
Right. Yeah, but here's the thing with the guitar that my supervisor gave me. You know, didn't really work. It wasn't worth fixing it. Had a lot of things wrong with it. The frets, the bridge coming off. You know, which can be too expensive to fix.
Deanna said I had 4 full boxes of vinyl records and hubby gave them to the trash man. Grrr.
Oh, I would have wanted them, man.
I know. He probably didn't know what he was giving away. Some of those old records, though, are really worth some money. I was surprised at how much they're worth.
You know what? I got some rare 78s. The one
Yeah.
you put on the Victrola.
Thank you for coming by, Eddie Lugo. I appreciate you. And you go have fun with your other channel. Yeah, those are nice.
They're very fragile. You drop them, they'll break. They're made of glass.
Yeah. I had one, I should say, that was worth $500 at one point, and it was stolen. So,
And I got one from the 1800s. The
Oh, wow.
original Thomas Edison disc.
oh, wow. That's probably cool.
When I used to work in the thrift store in New Mexico, Catholic Charity thrift store,
Yeah.
10 years ago, got this for 50 cents.
Oh, my goodness. You got a steal on that one.
Yeah.
That would be something that they would want in a museum.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. By Jack Guthrie, the Oklahoma Calling.
Yeah.
Because every time I get a 78, I just copy the music right away. Digitize it just in case it breaks or whatever.
I'll be right back. I got to let the other dog in.
And one of my other favorite 78 I have is by the Pleha Brothers. This one, the Sweet Corn Polka.
Come here, Mama. Get you up there.
Sweet Corn Polka and the Black Hot Waltz. The Pleha Brothers, they're a dual they're the harmonica duels. And those guys, they play usually like harmonica and guitar. And they're like from the 1930s.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, you don't hear the Pleha Brothers anymore.
Yeah, it's amazing some of the music, the past music and stuff.
Yeah.
That we're missing out on because we can't play the albums anymore on the turntables because we don't have one. But there's a lot of amazing music out there that needs to be digitized and put out.
And there's another one like a polka and there's a waltz.
Yep. I like polka music.
Yeah, that's what I like, Because my family says I'm too young to be listening to this old stuff. I need to get into the more modern music, like hip hop, heavy metal, and all that. Nah, forget that.
No, the old music is where it's at. I agree with you. I
You
like
know,
the old stuff, the old school stuff.
yeah, my brother-in-law give me a hard time. You tell him, turn down your death metal polka, or turn down your death metal gospel. And this ain't no death metal, man. This is good music.
Yeah, I've got a daughter that sings, and she likes a lot of the old music too. She said, "I was born in the wrong generation, Mama."
Everybody tells me that I was born in the wrong era.
What you want, baby girl? I don't know if I can get you up here, Coco, without having to move everything.
Everybody tells me that you're probably born in the wrong era.
Come here, Coco. Come here.
Yeah, so
Ugh, big girl. Oh my goodness, big girl. Can y'all see
you
big
don't
girl?
see so we don't see the 78s very much.
No.
Because a lot of people, my cousin and I was sending me a whole bunch of 78s, and I told her not to send them because she wanted me to digitize them, and she told her not to send them in the mail because half of them that what I got were broke in the mail.
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
I told, her
they
not
have
to
to.
send, I told her not to send those.
Yeah, you have to wrap those really, really well for them not to get broken.
No, there's no way to ship them safely.
Yeah.
They're guaranteed to break no matter what, how well you wrap them and all that, and they're glass. And I told you that they were going to get broken in the mail.
Yeah.
And I feel bad because I told her not to send them, and oh well, music's lost.
It is at that point.
Yeah. I have no way of copying it. I can't play it like that. Well, I have room my needle.
This is our rescue Cocoa Bean.
Wow.
She's Jack Weenie. She's half Jack Russell and half Dotson.
Wow, that's awesome. Wow.
Well, I hate to do this to you, Alfonso, but I'm going to have to get off here because
I've
got to get in the kitchen here in the short and start cooking our supper. But I really do appreciate you being here and everybody out there watching. I really appreciate everybody being here. I will be praying for good things and blessings to come your way, my friend. I am so glad that we found each other on YouTube and made friends.
All right. Thank you so much.
You get with Joy Blessed Life, and they'll set up a time where you can be on one of their lives. Thank you again. And everybody out there, thank you. Thank you, Michelle Crochets in Kansas, for coming up on to the panel, and Alfonso for coming up on panel. I do appreciate both of y'all. May you be fully blessed. Have a great day, everybody.
You too.